Oh yeah. Yep. 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 Probably got a couple. Got like right there. Yeah. Yeah. Check one. Check one. Check one. Check. 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 Check one. Check one. Uh. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
this spot here that I'm using for this live stream if we have trouble with that. That looks really good, doesn't it? Yeah. 2 minutes, right? A minute and a half, something like that. 5 minutes? What? Oh, so we'll be starting a few minutes late. Okay.
Hey, everybody out there watching on YouTube Live. We're going to start the Hillcrest Huddle here in just a few minutes. We'll be starting a few minutes late, but not too late. We should be okay. All right. Got a great lineup for you tonight. I need to move this helmet to where it's not in the way of everything. Where am I going to do that? It's like, that's a little better. That's a little better. Move everything this way. See, if it's there, it's not covering up our faces. All right. So we got Kai here. Kai is our producer. Come over here, Kai. Let y'all meet Kai, our producer. Put that headset on there, Kai. This is an informal start to the Hillcrest Huddle here tonight. Kai, how you doing, man?
Oh, what's going on,
All right,
man?
I got to get you. Got to turn on your mic here.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Let's see. Where are you? Which mic you got? Okay. Do you hear yourself?
Yeah.
You hear? Okay. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't hear you, so I can't have it like this. I have to have it like this for now to be able to hear you. Okay, I got you now. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
How y'all doing, Hillcrest Huddle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Does it matter that there's a huge delay on the TVs?
Oh, well.
And I don't mean like a little one. Like, y'all are sitting talking, then you see him walk around.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. I think it's in the YouTube settings. Yeah. I don't want to stop it and start it over, though. Okay. Well. Yeah. See, she just came up right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably be able to fix that for next time.
Oh, yeah.
Let's fix this. All right. Are you in contact with him on when we're starting?
Let's see. Should give me a heads up as soon as we're on air.
I'll be able to hear the intro. Now, Kai, I'm thinking that when we're on the air and like if somebody's mic is too hot or something, I'm thinking, how can you do it? Because, well, I guess I'll be able to tell and I can make adjustments. But if somebody's mic is hot or something, you can just tell me like if it's 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Okay.
If it's hot, say 1, it's hot, to turn it down, or 1, it needs more gain. Just let me know.
Okay.
1 down, 1 up, 2 down, 2 up, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. I can do that for you.
Okay. Okay. All right, and will you ask Wyatt if he got my schedule that I sent to him today?
Okay.
I just texted it to him too with the details. I guess he can hear me. It's more specific. I'll basically follow this outline.
Okay.
So when we're about to go on the air, will you go and turn it up so they can hear it in the restaurant?
All right.
How much time do we have?
1 minute.
1 minute? Okay. Tell him, hey Wyatt, if you want to send these texts on the string, I'll be able to see them too if there's any kind of adjustments that I need to make, like if somebody's mic is too hot or more gain on them or anything else. Hey, Coach Mitchell. Hey, Jamie.
Coach
Jamie, that table can be used. That one and that one. Thanks. Lindsay, can you hear that? 60 seconds. We might get a little bit of echo or something or feedback. We might get some feedback, so be ready. Okay.
Join Tide 100.9 WTBC 1230 each Tuesday night, live from Welcome Sports Bistro for the Hillcrest Huddle. This is Brent Jones inviting you to join me each week as the Hillcrest Patriots march toward the playoffs. Go Pats!
All right, welcome to the Hillcrest Huddle. Brent Jones here with you. Another great night here for the Hillcrest Patriots and the Hillcrest Huddle. We're so happy to have you here with us. We got a lot of great stuff going on here tonight. The main thing that we're going to be talking about, obviously, is the season coming up this Friday night. Tonight here at the restaurant at Walk-On Sports Bistro, by the way. You know, we don't need to talk about the fact that it's the Hillcrest Huddle without telling you that we are at Walk-On Sports Bistro, because we will be here every Tuesday night from 7 to 8. Tonight, we'll, of course, have Coach Mitchell coming to the table to talk to us and get us ready for the season. We'll have an interview with some key players for the 2024 season, including quarterback Bryson Kimbrough and inside linebacker Zay Hall, two names that you're going to be hearing quite a bit throughout the season for their accomplishments. We'll have an interview with defensive coordinator Greg Patterson, an interview with offensive coordinator Greg Guy. We'll have our position spotlight of the week, and we're going to start out with one of the position groups that's really going to be one of the strongest on the team, and that's the defensive line. Coach Rodney McKinney will have a couple of his guys here, and we'll talk to them and see how things are going for them. So we've got all that coming up here tonight. I want to remind you while I have an opportunity that this is the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network. Every Tuesday night, the Hillcrest Huddle. You can watch us on YouTube Live on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network. You can also listen to the games, of course, every Friday night on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network. It's on YouTube Live. It's also on the NFHS Network. And it's on Mixlr.com for the live audio stream. So be sure you check us out on one of those platforms every Friday night for what's going to be a fantastic season. All right. Let's see. I want to take a second to thank our featured sponsors. County Commissioner District 3 Mark Nelson sponsors our pregame show and college picks on Friday nights. Bama Stuff Broadcast Booth, the Bama Express Keys to Victory, Hillcrest Tennis Kickoffs, Stephen Fikes All-State First Downs, Dr. Brandy Patterson of Brookwood Women's Health Center Extra Points and Field Goals, Centel Home Design Red Zone, Tidwell Paint and Body Timeouts, the Alabama Credit Union Coin Toss, Award Company of America, and Walk-On's Players of the Game, the Stephen Fikes All-State Halftime Show, RSV Design Scoreboard Updates, Two Gal Salon Stat Line, Tiger Rock Martial Arts, Lee Palace, Bama Stuff, Alabama Credit Union, Ignite Student Employment Initiative. As you can see, we have some great community support, and we appreciate all of our great sponsors. You get out there and support them and thank them for supporting the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network and the Hillcrest Football Program. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we return, we'll bring Coach Jamie Mitchell to the table, and we'll talk to him about the upcoming season. Can't wait. Keep it here. This is the Hillcrest Huddle on Tide 100.9 FM.
It's too much. That echo is slide away. Can you?
No, that's good. That one's good. All right. Let's see here. You good?
I'm good.
All right. You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Got you.
Great.
A little bit of delay on the feed.
Yeah, there is. But hopefully he moved the speaker far enough away. All right, welcome back to the Hillcrest Huddle. Brent Jones here with you, live from Walk-On's Sports Bistro. The 2024 season is about to get started, and I'm here with Coach Jamie Mitchell for his first segment for this year on the Hillcrest Huddle. Of course, he'll join us every single week. And Coach Mitchell, before we get started talking about the 2024 season, let's not forget about the 2023 season. Let's take a minute and let's reflect on it and talk about what a fantastic accomplishment that season was.
Yeah, what a magical run, and really the last 3 years, really all of them, all separate teams, all different dynamics and, different personalities. But, last year was just an incredible year. One of the best defenses, if not the best defense that I've ever have been a part of. Just a kicking game. Evan Williams just continued to set us up in great field position week in and week out, and golly, it was a lot of fun. And thought we played our hearts out at Saraland, and for the last couple of years, those guys have just had our number. And,
let me stop you right there, because Ryan Williams at Saraland has been the bane of our existence at Hillcrest, right? For the past 2 years, we've won 20 games and lost 2 games to Ryan Williams. I know he had some help, but still. But now, isn't it nice that he's just right across the street?
That's right.
Wearing crimson, and we get to pull for him now.
Absolutely.
Continue on what you were saying.
I think, so much. I get asked that a lot. What's special about this place, and from friends in Mississippi and Arkansas both, and it's an easy answer. Our administration, and our fan base just make it such a pleasure to work there, and it's not even work. I mean, it's just it's so fun. It is.
Yeah,
it really is. And what you do, and Brad, Jeff, Kevin, just the whole group, man. It's just it's a unique team. You guys are part of us, and we're part of y'all, and I wouldn't trade it for anything, man. It's been a lot of fun, and just had crazy success, and we're excited about the new journey and where we're headed. But certainly, I'm glad that you reflected back. I mean,
because the seasons come and they go, and you don't want to forget about them or put them on the shelf too soon, because that was too great of a season not to show a little bit of appreciation for right here as we get started this year.
I would have been 24-2 in the last 2 years. I mean, it's just
that's crazy.
It is. It's been one of the best teams in the state of Alabama, and so much to be thankful for, and so many teams would love to have been right where we are. So we're grateful for that.
I tell people that if it weren't for Ryan Williams, we might be a 2-time state champion of 6A, ready to try to get one in 7A. But let's talk about 7A. That's the big news of the season, obviously, right? Moving up to 7A. Now, these past few years in 6A in our region, we've had some kind of cakewalks.
Absolutely.
And, we get up there and we win 60-3, 56-7, these kinds of things. But those days are gone now, aren't they?
They sure are, every state's different, I know, but I spent 5 years in 7A in Arkansas, and it's just different. The coaching is at the top notch across the board. The schemes and the players, a big win, and we played for 4 state titles in a row, so we were as good as anybody in the state of Arkansas. But every Friday night, a big win for us would have been, 31-17 or 28-14.
That's a wide margin.
That's a wide margin in 7A. So they're going to be super competitive games, and it's going to be a lot different. I asked Bryson the other day. I said, "How many games?" We played 13 games last year. How many did you play 4 quarters in? And he thought for a second it was 4 games.
Wow.
4 games that he played.
That's including regular season and playoffs.
Yep, out of 13 games.
That's amazing.
So that will be, totally and completely different. So a lot of things will be different.
Well, tell me about summer workouts and camp and how things are going.
Well, it's all phases for us, and we've moved out of summer conditioning and into fall camp, and man, that's what we live for, is this part of the year. We work so hard to get to to the games, and that's what we all love is playing on Friday nights
Oh, yeah.
and just that experience. And we're moving into week 3, which is game 1 week preparation and or game 1 preparation and install, and things are really going good. Man, we got so many questions that we're not sure about, and you
kind of feel like you have the answers a little bit at
We
practice,
do.
but you never really know until the lights are up and the show's going.
Yep, we've had 2 big scrimmages, a week ago Saturday and then last Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night was great.
Yep, just really help us evaluate, some kids, and we have so many. The competition on our field is just incredible right now. And we're going to play a lot of guys Friday night. We don't know who's going to be the best ones, so it's going to take a couple of weeks before all of that's sorted out, and we kind of figure out who can do what. But it's been a really, really good couple of weeks.
Do you set specific goals each year or each season for your team?
We're not really I know that sounds crazy. We just don't really talk about goals, and I think the tradition and the bar has been set. I don't think it's got to be discussed. Our kids feel the pressure of carrying the torch and continuing the history, and it's not something that we talk a whole lot about, but there's no question those expectations weigh heavy on them and heavy on our coaches. It's something that we've built and we want to protect with our life. We want to continue to grow our brand and and keep earning our way.
I know the cliche is one game at a time, but there's a reason it's a cliche, because that's how you have to approach it if you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
I want to ask you some specifics now. Tell us what we can expect from the offense this year.
Well, I think any coach worth his salt would tell you, if it's 22 positions, if you could have one guy back on any given team, and it would be the guy that touches the ball every snap,
Right.
We are very fortunate to have our quarterback back, and
a seasoned veteran now,
he
too.
sure is. He's won a bunch of ball games for us, and you know him, just as well as I do, and he's probably a better person than he is player, and he's a phenomenal football player, and he makes it so easy to be our team leader. He makes it so easy to step in that locker room every day and not demand respect, but his presence just is a common sense to our team, and his voice, and these guys understand, he's going to be the heartbeat of us, and rightfully so, and just a very, very special piece to have. And then, beyond that, Brent, it's going to be a fun deal. Caden Smith is set to have just a massive year.
Yeah.
He is an
He's a talent
incredible
for sure.
weapon, and we're going to utilize him in a lot of different ways. And our backfield, good gracious, I feel like I'm going to kindergarten every morning. We're going to start a freshman this year. I've never started a freshman since I've been here, in Jacoby Harris. And
Well, he must be pretty good if he's starting as a freshman.
he will be a name that will long be remembered here.
Okay.
He is an
I like hearing that.
elite talent, and of course Christian Ritchie will just be a sophomore. So
He was great as a freshman
he
last
was,
year as well.
He was. He got some chances due to some injuries last year and cashed in on those.
And he was in the game a lot when those blowouts.
He was, yes. Absolutely.
He got a lot of touches then and really took
got
advantage.
some miles on his tires, So, that's a freshman and a sophomore that are going to carry the ball, and mix in Javion Lowe, who's just going to be a junior and kind of unheard of, but he's a really good player. And then Jordan Chambers-Smith, wide receiver that moved over from County High, and those are going to be our primary weapons, and we feel really good about the variety that a lot of those guys bring. They're all different in their own way, but I think combining their skills allow us to do a lot of good things.
How about those guys up front? How are things going for them?
That's a different group too. We've got some guys that have played. Mason Booth started, I think, 5 games last year, and we've got a few guys. James Craig started some games. Ryland Bell started some games. So we've got some experience. Not, none of those guys played every game at every week, but they've got some experience, and Sean Rogers, another one, has played some games. So, but we also have, some other really good linemen, some good young linemen, and that position is probably as hotly contested right now for playing time as any position we've got. And, we're going to start 5 Friday, and my guess is next week it won't be the same 5, you know, but it's going to take some sorting out there to see, you know, kind of who earns those opportunities.
Right. Let's move to the other side of the ball. Tell us what you got.
Well, brand spanking new, you know. I mean, it's a group that, you know, our strength is still going to be up front. You know, we've got, you know, Kendall Moorhead is just a stellar player, and Tavion Johnson has played a lot of football for us, and A.J. Love has played a ton of football, really good football player. So, you know, there's those guys are some rocks, and Jeremiah Beverly is going to be a name that you're going to hear for a while here. He's just going to be a sophomore, but a big-time talent, you know. So there's some guys. Ari Hughes is another one that's going to set for a big year for us up there. And, of course, Zay Hall moved in, you know, and I think he's going to be one of the better linebackers, not only in Tuscaloosa, but in the state of Alabama. I mean,
he looks the part for sure.
I'm telling you, he's 6'2", 225, can run, physical, and super talented, you know. So Joshua Whitehead's one of the few returning starters over there at outside backer, and he's kind of our spark plug. I mean, he ignites us. You know, he's got plays with a high energy level and a big motor. And the secondary is all brand spanking new. You know, Jermaine Bennett moved over from Demopolis, and you know, I've never had a kid in my 35 years of coaching that had 10 interceptions in one year. Bennett's got 22 or 23 interceptions in his career, and he's got double-digit interceptions his sophomore and junior year, which, you know, I've never seen.
Ball, huh?
He does. I've never seen anything like that. Had an interception in the spring game. So, you know, he is around the ball. He just has a knack for that.
Right.
And, you know, but all 4 of those guys that we're going to start back there are brand spanking new, and, you know, Kamarius Silvers is going to be a sophomore that starts. So, we're probably gonna start 3 sophomores on defense Friday night. So, you know, our sophomore class is loaded. I mean, just some really good talent. But as I well know, when you put a 10th grader out there, you better hold your breath, because you're in for some excitement.
For sure. Okay, let's move on. Last question for you, Coach. Tell us a little bit about the team that's going to be on the other side of the line Friday night, the Florence Falcons.
You know, I think they finished second in their region in the North the last 2 years. I think they were 8-3 in Coach's first year there, and 6-5 last year. And you know, they've been a solid football team. Didn't give up many points at all last year, and got most of their guys returning defensively. So, you know, Florence is a proven name. I mean, they've played good football at Florence for you know, for a while. And I know, I think it was in 2014 we came over here. We were ranked at Starkville at the time, and we were ranked number 1 in the state, and they were ranked number 2, and played Florence at Florence that year. And just remember that game. I mean, it was a great environment. They got really good players, and you know, it's just a 7A football team. They're going to be seasoned. You know, they're not going to be in awe of Hillcrest or the name, or you know, they've been in big games and they played 7A football. So, you know, they'll feel right at home. I can assure you of that, and I expect it to be a high-quality ball game.
Can't wait. I can't believe it's finally here, Coach.
Yep. It is.
Just a few days away.
You're right. We worked so hard to get here, and we want to enjoy every one of them. We're excited about it.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach, for joining us. And coming up next, we're going to bring a couple of your stars that you were just talking about, quarterback Bryson Kimbrough and linebacker Zay Hall.
Good deal.
Going to bring them to the table and get some thoughts from them. But thank you so much for joining us, Coach.
You bet.
We'll see you around the school.
All right.
That's Coach Jamie Mitchell. We're going to take a break now. And like I said, when we return, we're going to bring quarterback Bryson Kimbrough and linebacker Zay Hall to the table. So keep it here. This is the Hillcrest Huddle on Tide 100.9 FM.
Did you turn it down all the way? Did you turn it down all the way, though? Because I can't hear it at all now. Which is good. I mean, there's just like a slight delay. I wonder if there's any way to fix that. Oh, I got to get the gas.
put these on.
Okay. What kind of cable do you need? Is it a 1/4 inch? So we won't even use this. Okay. I'm good with that.
Damn, we all on the. Hey, you stepping on the cord, bro.
You know that's my son?
Who?
Well, he's gone now. He's a freshman in Hillcrest.
Who?
I gotta make sure I introduce myself. I didn't see him.
Yeah, his name's Baker.
Yes, sir.
You'll know him when you see him because he looks just like me.
Yes, sir.
He looks like me with hair.
All right, guys, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Good deal. Zay, did you know did I tell you that I taught at Bryant for 11 years?
No, I ain't know. I ain't know that. I ain't know that.
Can you cue me?
What years you were there?
All right, we are back on the Hillcrest Huddle. Brent Jones here with you, broadcasting live from Walk On Sports Bistro. We invite you to come out and join us every Tuesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. as we talk all things Hillcrest. And, of course, most of the time we focus on football. But there are times when we bring in some of the other outstanding programs from Hillcrest and talk to them about their programs as well. And right now, speaking of outstanding, at the table with me now, I have senior quarterback Bryson Kimbrough and senior inside linebacker Zay Hall. Guys, welcome to the show.
Sir, appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
Yes, sir. And I'm a junior.
Oh, you're a junior.
Yes,
hey,
sir,
well,
yes,
that's
sir.
good news. I'm glad
Yes,
I made
sir.
that mistake because that means we got you around for 2 years.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's great to hear. Okay, I like it when I make mistakes like that. Bryson, well, Zay, you weren't around last year, but I did this with Coach Mitchell, and I wanted to do this with you too.
Yes, sir.
Before we move on to the 2024 season, we have to reflect on the 23 season because it was special.
Yes,
it was
sir.
special. Talk about your experience and what that 23 season was like for you.
Of course, it was my first full year starting. Of course, I wasn't thrown into the fire at the end, so I had a few games under my belt, but it was a great season. You know, 12 wins is never a bad thing.
Oh, yeah.
By any imagination. It was great being able to play with those guys last year. There's so many great players and so many college players, and it was just a great experience getting to win as much as we did. And of course, this year brings new challenges, but I'll never forget how good that team was.
Yeah, you know, I was just telling Coach Mitchell, too, if it weren't for number one wearing that Saraland red, we might be talking about 2 defending state championships
Yes,
here,
sir.
right? But, hey, you know, you do what you can. Great season last year and the year before. All right, Bryson, you mentioned it the move to 7A. That's the big challenge this year. So tell me what your expectations are, what it's going to be like moving up to 7A.
I mean, you know, everybody has their opinions on what Hillcrest would be. Some think Hillcrest would be just as dominant. Some think Hillcrest will kind of have a fall off this year. And in the end, we really just got to play football. The rules don't change, the quarters don't change, and we're not going to change. We're still going to be as tough as we can be, and we're still going to play 4 quarters. So whether I think it'll be easier or harder, which I think it will bring more challenge, we'll have to play more full games. We'll have to be consistent. We'll have to be efficient. There's no doubt about that.
You'll actually get to stay on the field, maybe.
Yes, sir. I'll get to play full games, but in the end, it's just going to come down to us being tough, and we're going to have to play full games, game in and game out. So I'm excited to look forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. All right, let's talk about some of the players surrounding you on the offensive side of the ball. You got some new faces there, but some talented guys, don't you?
Yes, sir. So everybody knows about Caden, starting outside receiver. You really much didn't have to be said.
Oh,
about
yeah,
him.
he's
Everybody
special.
knows
He's
he's a special athlete. Jordan, he transferred from County High. He's our inside receiver, kind of filling in the role DC did last year, and he's been really good for us and a really, really good route runner. And then in the backfield, we have Christian and Jacoby. You know, Christian's returner. He played a lot his freshman year, got a lot of stats his freshman year, and then Jacoby will be a freshman this year, and he'll have a big role for us, and he'll be special. But we have we have just as many weapons as we've always had, and it'll be interesting to see how this offense moves.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. And one last thing, tell me about your offensive line, the guys keeping you standing up back there so you can deliver the ball.
I mean, I love those guys more than anybody on the team. You know, they keep me safe. But we're a little undersized, but we always have been. That's never defined us. We've always maybe not measured up to other teams, but we're going to be just as good, and those guys will have just as much heart as anybody on the field. You know, they don't always get the credit they deserve, whether it goes to me or goes to our running backs or our receivers. You know, it all starts with them, and they deserve all the credit for it, because without them, we aren't anything. But I really do have a lot of trust in those guys, Rylan Bell and Sean Rogers and Mason Booth and other guys like that. They really are the stone and the foundation of our team, and I love those guys.
Awesome. Last question for you, Bryson, then I'm going to move to you, Zay. What are your expectations and goals for the season?
Just to take it week by week, really. I haven't really had too many individual goals. Of course, I want to play as well as I can. I want to throw for as many touchdowns, run for as many touchdowns. But in the end, I just want Hillcrest to win, and that's the biggest goal, is win every Friday night. You know, that means throwing the ball 30 times or handing the ball off 30 times. It doesn't matter to me as long as Hillcrest comes out on top. Individually, I haven't really thought about it. I just want to take it one game at a time and win and be 1-0 every week, you know, just capitalizing every moment we have. But I haven't really thought too much about me individually and what I would do with it.
Well, here's the thing. If you have the attitude to do whatever it takes to win, the individual numbers are going to come naturally.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. All right, thank you, Bryson. Zay, good to have you with us. I want to ask you a couple of things. You're brand new with the program.
Yes, sir.
Just started a few weeks ago, right? So how have things been going for you as you have integrated into the Hillcrest culture?
Things been going good, man. I'm catching on fast. I'm learning fast. And I'm adapting to the culture they have, and trying to bring another big part to the team and get us the goal that we're trying to get to.
What has been the most difficult thing about this transition for you?
Just getting familiar with the system. Well, I ain't going to say that, but that's probably one of the most difficult things, just getting familiar with the system, trying to learn the whole defensive playbook. And, yeah, that's about it for real.
Right. Okay, let me talk to you, because you played 6A ball before this point. Now
Yes,
you're
sir.
moving to 7A as well.
Yes, sir.
What's your take on moving to 7A?
They gonna bring bigger challenges and greater players, better players, more physical players, more players who have more knowledge to the game and all that. But as long as we do what we got to do and just play football and stay ourselves, we'll do good. We'll do all right.
What do you think your strengths are as a player?
I know the game well on both sides of the ball. Very athletic, very physical, fly around, give relentless effort, things of that nature.
Do you have expectations, goals for yourself or for the team for the season?
Yes, sir. For the team, we all know what their goal is, try to get to the state championship. But for myself, I really just want to go out there, do what I can, play my ball, because everything going to go fall in line, make big plays, make plays, fly around, and just do the best I can.
Well, Zay, I only saw you Friday night at the scrimmage.
Yes, sir.
But, man, the world's on fire around Hillcrest talking about what we're going to see from you.
Yes, sir.
And I know you're going to bring it. Can't wait to see you Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Guys, appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait to call your names on Friday night.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Appreciate
go
it.
Pats. All right, that's quarterback Bryson Kimbrough and linebacker Zay Hall. We're going to take another break, and when we return, we're going to get to some specifics and do a position spotlight on one of the strengths of the team, and that's the defensive line. So we're going to have Coach Rodney McKinney and a couple of his guys here to talk to us about the defensive line and our position spotlight. Keep it right here. This is the Hillcrest Huddle on Tide 100.9 FM. Appreciate it, guys. Great job, man. Man, you're an old pro with this now. Good job, man. Yes, sir. Can't wait. I have to move it over because it's. But I'll move it during the breaks. Okay, that'd be great. Oh, God. All right, welcome back to the Hillcrest Huddle. Brent Jones here with you, live from Walk-On's Sports Bistro. And as you can probably see if you're watching on YouTube, we have defensive linemen here joining us and their coach, Rodney McKinney. And we're going to talk about these guys and what they have in store for us for the upcoming football season. Coach Rodney McKinney and Coach McKinney, welcome to the table. Great to have you here. And you've got one of the strongest units again on the team. I know you consider yourself really fortunate. Last year you just had a gold mine of depth. This year things looking good. Why don't you introduce the three guys that you have here with us?
All right, I got Tavion Love, and Tavion Johnson. I got AJ Love here, and I got Kendall Moorhead.
Okay, and guys, I'm going to tell you, I've only got two other mics here, so when I move on to Kendrick, can you switch it over there? Okay, appreciate it. All right, Coach McKinney, I want to start with you. This is a question I've been asking everybody that comes to the table, because to me, I don't think we need to neglect the 2023 season and just like sweep it under the rug. We need to appreciate it, reflect on it, and enjoy it for a minute. Talk about the 23 season from your perspective.
It was a great group of kids. I think they was a bunch of kids that wasn't selfish at all. As you saw on the defensive line too, also, all those guys shared time, and that was the key thing about it. Is I think we had one goal, and everybody worked hard for it, but we enjoyed every bit of it. Because it was just one of those deals that we know we had a special team, and starting off from the beginning, we was like, hey, we're good enough to win every game, and that's what's the key thing with them is they didn't take it for granted. They enjoyed every bit of it, and it was just fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, how's camp been going for your group so far?
Hot, fun, a lot of teaching. That was one of the biggest thing about it was, the great part about it is I had some guys that played a lot last year because we rotated so much. So it was just good to have those guys back to help the other kids get better. So it's been fun and competitive all the way around.
All right. Can you talk about these three guys or any of the other guys in your position group and tell us how they're doing and what we can expect from them?
These guys actually, it's one of those deals like, I've been coaching for a long time, but to get an opportunity to get these guys that played for me and played on the field for a long time is amazing to watch these kids and think about how much they have grown over the years. And so it's been very fun to see it and to make my job a little bit easier. I don't have to teach them all the time. I'm getting a little older, so they can demonstrate a little bit more than I can.
You're a young man. What are you talking about?
But yeah, they doing. It's just remarkable to see how these guys has developed into young men and their determination. So they're our big leaders, on our defensive line and on our team too in general. So it's been awesome.
From a football perspective, what are the strengths of your guys in their position group? What do they do well on the field?
knowledge. They're great at that, but they got a great combination of speed and strength. You know, they're fast enough, like a small guy, but at the same time they're strong. And so, like, that's one of the things I think we got a combination of is speed, getting after it like linebackers do, but at the same time we have that strength of a D lineman that can hold our own. So we got a lot of different things going for us this year.
When you coach these guys, what do you tell them is their job on the defense? Everybody has a specific role they have to play. What is their job? Their
job is to control the line of scrimmage. That's what our main job. Our job is, we always talk about this. We're there to make plays, not make tackles. We're not worried about that. We worry about making plays, and our plays every single time is called disruption up front. We want to control that, make sure we do our part on the team, and that's what it's all about for us, is making sure we're responsible for what we do, and it starts with us.
All right, appreciate it, Coach. I'm going to move on here to the players here, and as a matter of fact, since we got the 3 headsets, can y'all scoot that headset down one? We'll do that, and then we'll be able to have everybody with a headset, right? And I can talk to all 3 of you at the same time. Man, I'm just brilliant to figure that out, right? Those are my math skills, right? 3 people, 3 headsets, give them all headsets, right? All right, guys. Any of you can jump in just at any time with any of these questions, okay? I'm not going to ask you specifically. I mean, y'all are a team. Y'all are a group. So just jump in when you like. Our first question is, how is this year's defensive line different from last year's?
I think we got a lot more speed. Last year I think we were more aggressive, but we got younger guys who really have to come in and buy into the program. They're new, got to learn the plays.
Okay, Coach McKinney over here said that your strength is a combination of speed and strength. What do you see your strengths as? Tell me, each one of you tell me individually what you do, what you bring to the table on the football field.
I mean, like you said, we can control a lot of screens very well. That combination of strength and speed, it makes a great match for
And that's you specifically yourself?
I mean, the whole entire D-line.
Oh, okay.
I can use my speed to my advantage and then use my strength later on when I do my job first, but I'm mainly like a speed rusher for the most part.
Okay. What about you, Kendall?
For my size, I think I'm pretty fast, and I think I'm strong too, very strong. Handle these double teams.
Okay. What has Coach McKinney been emphasizing to all of you for your position group?
Just doing our job, really.
Yeah, doing our job, getting to the hip, staying low, make sure we hit the O-lineman and get to that hip so the linebackers are free to do what they need to do.
Right. Just control the line of scrimmage, like you said, right? Okay, what do you guys know about the Florence offense? Y'all been studying them?
We had a good look into them a little bit. They like to run the ball, throw the screen game. So if we stop that, we should have a pretty easy game.
Okay. One last thing for you guys. What message do you have for the Hillcrest community as we head into game 1?
Come show love, show support to us. We're going to make it a long way this season. There's a lot of good players on this team, and we have a lot to show y'all. Even if we moved up to 7-8, we have a lot to show y'all.
Anything to add to that, guys?
They say it all right there.
Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. I can't wait to watch you on Friday night. Enjoyed this past Friday night, but now it's going to be nice to have a different colored jersey on the other side of the ball, right? All right, it's going to be great. Thanks for joining us, guys. That's our position group, the defensive line. Those guys are going to be special. I can promise you that. All right, we're going to take another break, and when we return, we're going to have our final segment of the evening. We're going to have what we call our Coordinator's Corner. We'll have offensive coordinator Greg Guy and defensive coordinator Greg Patterson, and we'll get the lowdown on both sides of the football from those guys. So keep it here. We're back in just a couple of minutes. This is the Hillcrest Huddle on Tide 100.9 FM. Hey, Greg. Yeah.
Fold back, I can sit on the floor. That nasty flat. God.
How does it sound good? Could you hear the players? All right, we are back. Walton Sports, Walk-On Sports Bistro. Brent Jones and the Hillcrest Huddle. It is, of course, week 1 of the season as we head into Friday night's big game against the Florence Falcons. We've had a lot of people come up here to this table to get us ready for Friday night. Coach Mitchell. We also had Coach Rodney McKinney and some of his defensive linemen, and we've had 2 of the stars of the team, Bryson Kimbrough and Zay Hall, come and talk to us to get us ready for the season. And I am super pumped, and I'm also pumped about the 2 guests that I have at the table here right now, because this is one of my favorite segments of the Hillcrest Huddle. We call it the Coordinator's Corner. And we got the 2 Gregs, which adds to it, right?
Of course.
They're both named Greg. We got Greg Guy, the offensive coordinator. We got Greg Patterson, the defensive coordinator. Now, which one of you guys wants to go first?
I'll let Coach Guy go.
Greg Guy? Okay. All right, Greg Guy, then I'll let you go first. Everybody that I've been bringing to the table, I've been asking them this. I've been saying, all right, the 2024 season is upon us, but we don't need to sweep that 23 season under the rug too soon. That was too good of an experience. We need to take some time and relish in that and appreciate that. So, tell me your reflections on the 23 season.
Obviously a special year. You don't go undefeated in the regular season many times. To be able to do it back-to-back years is super, super special. It was a really fun group of guys to coach, a fun group of guys to be around. A lot of guys that were unselfish, were worried about team first, not worried about me, not worried about my stats, my accolades, my glory. It was about us, and it was about the team. It was about doing what it takes to win. And that group, those guys have been together. A lot of them, played for 3 years. Jackson Henderson will be one that stands out. Barkley Crawford, Jamison Farley. Those guys have been around for a long time, basically since our staff has gotten there. And so that was a special group. And I think the results showed for themselves.
Talk about some of your players on the offensive side of the ball who have moved on. What their season was like to you.
Yeah, well, Jamarcus Prince, I guess, is probably the biggest name on our side. Playing at West Georgia. Talked to their offensive coordinator 2 weeks ago, I guess. And they're super high on him, fired up for what he's doing so far over there. So really off to a good start for him. DC Thomas is at Shorter University. I talked to him yesterday. Actually said he was running with the 2s already. So that's a good sign for him as a young guy. Jackson Henderson's actually playing baseball now in college. So, it's big time for him. I know that was a goal of his, and so it's special for him to get to do that. And so, obviously other good players we lost as well. And just, some guys are going to be hard to replace.
Yeah, but speaking of replacing, you've got some new weapons to play with this year. Obviously, you've got Bryson, and he's got a full season under his belt now, and he's one of the stars of high school football in the state of Alabama right now. But I want you to talk about some of the new guys that are going to be taking over and putting up the numbers for us.
I think this year we probably went into the spring and summer probably as uncertain as we've ever been as far as who's going to play where and who's going to do what. And we really felt like kind of going into spring, we kind of had 2 guys on the perimeter that we probably felt like we could really trust at the time, and some other guys we needed to develop. I know, Caden Smith, obviously returning, expecting a huge year out of him in his junior year, and picking up the SEC offers and all that. That's great.
Right.
But I told him, now you got him, now you got to produce. You got to play like an SEC player, and so that's kind of the expectation put on him. Jordan Chambers-Smith transferring over, obviously, is a big weapon as well. So we really, those 2 kind of were the established, I guess, that had played a lot of varsity snaps, and so kind of knew what we got in them. And then Christian Ritchie in the backfield, even though he was just a 9th grader, got a bunch of snaps last year. Fortunate running back.
Did a great job.
And those 3 were kind of the 3 we kind of said, okay, these are kind of 3 we're going to start with. And let's see what we can add from there. Probably the biggest surprise, I guess, not surprise once we saw him play, but surprise just in the fact that it is as Jacoby Harris.
Oh yeah.
A ninth grader who's going to start for us Friday night and is going to touch the ball a lot and is going to be involved in a lot of our offense, kind of in the DC Thomas role.
Yeah.
Kind of playing all over the place, and
right.
Being able to handle that to ninth graders, I mean that's a lot, and he's done really well with that. Javion Lowe in the backfield as well, and then outside at receiver, Jacoby will play out there. We've had Xavier Nora, another guy move in from Demopolis. Jalen Cook, who played a little bit last year, is going to get into a bigger role. Wyatt Garner at tight end will kind of step in and take over for Jackson Henderson, and we got some other. Some young tight ends as well that we really like that we're still trying to develop and come along, but some experience on the offensive line, so that'll help. Some guys that have played a lot of snaps up there, so hopefully that'll that. And then obviously, guy pulling the trigger has got a ton of football under his belt, and he's been a completely different guy since the spring started as far as what I saw last year and what I've seen from the spring to now. So super excited about what we got, but obviously we got to get out there and figure out what it's going to look like for real Friday night.
Yeah. I'm excited. Okay, I want to move on to you, Coach Patterson. Let's get you to reflect on last year for just a second.
Obviously a good year, really good year. Defensively, I think we averaged giving up about 8 points a game. I'd be glad to take that again this year. But
me too.
But I mean that came like Coach said that. Coach Guide said those guys were a fun group. A lot of those guys were the ones that we started with as sophomores, our first year in here, and it's just fun whenever you always want to win the last one, but it's great when you don't lose but one, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a lot of faces to replace on that side too. We were counting up the other day, and I think there was 17 that we started with that we thought we was going to count on, and ended up with 15 that we don't have back. So. It was a great unit. Right? Yep.
Well, let's talk about those holes and how they're being filled.
Well, we've got a lot of new faces all over the field.
Number one's a nice new face to have.
Yes, he is. He absolutely is. We've got the only familiar faces really is outside linebacker Whitehead returning, and those 3D linemen. They were not actually starters, but in our way we rotate our defensive line, you've pretty much got 1A and B, and just kind of, I mean, it don't matter who gets their name called for the first unit really with those guys, but that's the most experience we had. But in the back end, we're looking at 3 guys that played offense at some point. One guy that didn't even play last year. We have a transfer in Bennett, and then, like I said, Whitehead outside linebacker. The other, we got about 3 guys we're looking at there, and 3 guys in the middle. Folks will be one of those guys that was our number 3 last year, probably guy in. So, always look forward to seeing what those guys can do as a totally new unit coming in. Kind of a little nerve-wracking, but also anxious to see what they can do.
All right. Well, Coach Guy and Coach Patterson, we're running a little bit short on time here. We got started a little bit late. I hate to cut you off a little bit too early, but the last question for both of you, what do you know about Florence on the offense and on defense? You got about 10 seconds each.
Defensively, they're going to be kind of exotic in their blitz game, try to bring a lot of pressure, like to get a lot of guys on the line of scrimmage. Coverage-wise, they're going to be pretty base in what they do. I think there's some things we can take advantage of if we can get it protected up front.
On offense, they don't do just a whole lot, but they're really, really good at what they do. And being the first game, it's really tough on the defense because you don't know exactly, number changes and what to expect. So, but looking for a real experienced ball team coming in here.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We're done. Join us Friday night at the stadium for Hillcrest football. This has been the Hillcrest Huddle on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network and Tide 100.9 FM.
Thanks, Brent. See you, man.
Can't wait, man.
Absolutely.